Hi friends, it is Sherry, Director of Children's Ministry here to talk about our lesson this week. This week our lesson is first sin. Well, the first sin goes back to Adam and Eve, right? So last week we talked about Adam and Eve living in the Garden of Eden and how lovely they've named all the animals and everything is bliss. Life is wonderful. But let's catch up and see what happens now in the next part of the story. So I'm going to read to you out of the Spark Story Bible, which is published by Augsburg Fortress. And for those of you who want to pick it up in your Bible, it's going to be in the chapter 3 in Genesis. So let's read this. The first sin. What was the first sin? We are going to find out. One of the animals that God created was very tricky. The serpent. The serpent was clever and sly and up to no good. Did God really say you can't eat from the fruit of the trees of the garden? The serpent hissed softly to Eve. No, said Eve. God said that we can eat fruit from any of the trees in the garden except for the tree in the middle of the garden. God said not to eat from that one, not to even touch it. The serpent smiled, a sneaky little smile. Ha! God doesn't want you to eat fruit from that tree because if you do, you'll know everything. You'll be just like God. The serpent hissed in his sly way. Well, Eve looked at the tree in the middle. That fruit sure does look good. So she ate some. And she gave some to Adam too. As soon as they ate the fruit, everything changed. Adam and Eve became embarrassed and shy. They sewed some leaves together, making some pretend clothes to try to cover up their bodies. They stood nervously behind some bushes. Then they heard God walking around the garden. God called out to them, "Yoo-hoo! Where are you?" Ooh. Adam and Eve hid. "Hey, where'd you go?" called God. Adam peeked out from behind some vines and said, "I heard you and I was afraid." "Well, why are you afraid?" asked God. "Well, I'm naked for one thing," said Adam, who was quite embarrassed. "So I hid." "I see," said God. "Who told you that you were naked?" Adam said nothing. "Did you eat from the fruit of the tree that I told you not to eat from?" God asked. "Eve gave it to me," Adam blurted out. "The serpent made me," exclaimed Eve. "He tricked me." God sighed. "I told you not to eat from that tree. Because you have done what I told you not to do, life will be difficult for you now. You will have to leave this beautiful garden and work very hard to get the things you need. Now you will know what it is to be unhappy, and someday you will die. I made you from dust. When you die, you become dust again." God made some real clothes for Adam and Eve and sent them out into the big world. And God was with them wherever they went. Life could have been so different, right? Now the question that they have for us is, what kind of hard work do you think Adam and Eve will have to do out in the world? So as a family and your friends that are all sitting around, you could talk about that. What kind of hard work do you think Adam and Eve had to do? Lots to think about. And as an activity, I'm thinking it would be super fun to do a trust game. Have you ever done that with your family before? This would be a fun time to do it. So you need to use like a bandana or something to blindfold one of your members in your family there, and then another member will try to lead them around. So you could even make a square in your room and put some obstacles in there. You could put maybe a roll of toilet paper or a pillow, blindfold them, and then just talk to them and say, you got to go a little to the left and lead them around to the right. Don't run into the wall. Try to help them that way. That way we're really learning in the Bible where we talked about God said, trust me. But we also have to be good listeners. So have fun with that activity. Enjoy your time together.